now what computers can do surpasses already what humans can do by far. And if you think about how they learn, if you think about a self-driving car, for a human to learn to drive a car, it takes, 45 hours? Some people take 100 hours. I was a really slow learner for driving a car. I'm not coordinated. So
I was trying to think about how many hours I needed, but yeah, probably around that, 40 hours, yeah.
Right. But you know how many hours Waymo self-driving car by Google has before it hits the road?
Oh.
It has tens of thousands of hours of learning how to drive. And it learns not only from its own sensor data and programming and improvements in the algorithm, but from every other car with the same algorithm on the network, which means thousands of other cars are teaching it to drive with all of the hours that they have. And so now we are in these discussions, well, is that intelligence or not? And the discussions around technology and AI, which I think is the most powerful technology of our time, are about, but it's not as intelligent as the human. It doesn't have this general AI, which is vaguely defined, same intelligence that you would have, Two problems with that. We don't know what that means. And you as a psychologist know that better than anyone else. We don't know enough about our cognition and about even our forces that drive that, right? That are behind our intelligence and our self and our will and all of that stuff. But the other thing is, it doesn't really matter because these narrow AI things that the computers know how to do, they are becoming so incredibly good. So driving a car is a narrow AI. It's AI applied to a very specific task, right? So it's driving a car or being a surgeon or, being a judge or writing articles about stocks or about football games or analyzing stocks. All of these are narrow AI tasks that AI by now does better than a human. So we didn't expect this to be so good. But when you think about combinations of these AIs, when you look at how China is doing surveillance of people, they combine many AIs that have to do with camera and face recognition and body recognition, connect them with social data. You're getting a system that is intelligent in a much more powerful way than human intelligence. And it's the combination of those narrow AIs that I have become fascinated by, but not when I started working with technology. I really hated computers when I started studying computer science. It's what we can do with them that fascinates me. And what fascinates me more than anything else is our human responsibility to manage the beast. Because if we all say, wow, it's amazing, and let it do its thing because it does it better than the humans, we are going into a blind future. We are sleepwalking into future because the biggest democratic problem of our time, I believe, is the problem of the optimizing function, right? So AI works by looking for patterns. And the task of AI is very simple: optimize the task that you've been given. And it looks for patterns. So win the chess game, right? Or drive the car without bumping into anything. But what is the optimizing function, that these more big AIs get? The ones that are going to be running our smart cities, or the ones that are going to be managing your health, or the ones that are going to be managing your insurance. All of these AI development companies, Google, Apple, Amazon, etc., say, well, we are looking for your happiness. We are working for democracy. We are optimizing sustainability. We are, doing this to save the world. But really, the bottom optimizing function of all of these people who own these AIs has to be commercial. They are owned by shareholders, and shareholders expect and demand, based on the share price they pay, return. And it's when there is not a good enough alignment between the users of AI, you and me, and our society, and the owners of AI, Google, Apple, Amazon, Alibaba, and Tencent, that you really get a problem. And it's that problem that fascinates me about the future.